Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. So the new Hearthstone expansion, Goblins vs. Gnomes, has appeared, not in the sense that you can buy it in the store, because I can't yet, but they've put the cards into the arena. So the real question is, am I going to be able to get those cards in the arena run that I started before this? So we have choices Paladin, Mage, Druid. Let's go Paladin. I think it's about time. Let's see if the new cards are in. The new cards are in! So you will actually see this video and I won't just throw it out. Because I didn't feel like doing another non-Goblin arena run against Goblin cards, because that's what would have happened. So, awesome. Everyone's also getting a free arena run so they can try out the new cards, which is smart marketing. So, Little Exorcist here is an interesting choice against the Argent Commander. She's a 2/3 taunt for 3. But her battle cry gives her +1/+1 for every Death Rattle minion. And you know there were a lot of Death Rattle Nox cards. There were a lot of Death Rattle cards already. There are a lot more Death Rattle cards in the new set. It's going to be crazy. I think I'm going to take her. Not just because she's new, because I think she's actually quite strong. Most of the new cards are strong, though. For example, the Spider Tank. I could get a 3/3 with Divine Shield for 4. Or I could just get a 3/4 for 3. Which is the stats I always wanted. Now, this is being the neutral, common guy. This is a little bit weaker in terms... It doesn't have an ability. Its ability is just that it's a mech. Which, there are a lot of cards that interact with mechs. I don't know how many I'm going to get, because they're mixed in with all the other cards. But I'm going to take the Spider Tank anyway, because I like that. Even though the Fairy Dragon is good. Holy crap! This is a hell of a row to choose from. Given the other choices, Noble Sacrifice is a lower priority here. Argent Protector versus Blessing of Kings. They're both really good. I'm going to have to take the Argent Protector, because he's so crazy efficient. Stone Skeleton Gargoyle is not for me, I don't think. Neither is Light's Justice, which is crummy. And I've got a Raid Leader, so awesome. Why couldn't any one of those cards from the last row have been mixed in with this row? I would have taken any one of those cards. There is a new card that will totally replace Light's Justice in any constructed decks that accidentally had Light's Justice. I mean, maybe there's some reason you would still want it. But for 3 mana, there's a Paladin spell that gives you a Light's Justice and 3 1/1s. For 3 mana, that's a lot of stats and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to choose one of these not so impressive cards. I'm going to take the Raid Leader. Maybe I'll get the 3 1/1s thing and go with them. But I did not like that row. So we've got new Pirates. This one is just a 7/4 for 5. I mean, that's a lot of attack, but he's very fragile. And, of course, has no abilities. I'd rather have a 4/7. Corehound is similar to him, although he's a lot better than Corehound. I mean, that extra 2 attack and 1 hit point is not worth 2 mana, I'm telling you. Corehound is a beast, and some people like that. There is stuff that interacts with Pirates now. There's a little bit of that, so they're more likely to come up. We're going to take the Owl, because there's going to be a lot of stuff worth silencing. Harvest Golem has now been christened a mech. No surprise there. It's a fairly obvious upgrade. And he's also the best card in his row, so we're taking him for sure. Pretty boring-y sort of regular cards, but they'll have some potential. I don't have any damage spells yet. I don't think they added any new damage spells for the Paladin. So, I'm even slightly less likely to get my Consecrates than I used to be. So I'm not taking him. I guess we'll take the... Well, I'm a Paladin. 2 mana, 2 drops aren't as important. But I'm going to take the Berserker anyway. He fights well. So here's some stuff. Boulder Fist Ogre is still very strong. The Tinkertown Technician is a 3/3. But if you have a mech, like 3/3 for 3, if you have a mech, he's a 4/4, like it's triggered as a battle cry. So if you have a mech out, you play him, he comes out as a 4/4 and gives you a spare part to your hand. Also giving a spare part is the Clockwork Gnome. It's a 2/1 for 1. When it dies, you get a spare part. Spare parts are 5 or 6 different spells. They're each a 1 mana spell, and they do something basic. They give a +1 attack to a minion, like permanently, I believe. +1 hit point to a minion, or they freeze something for 1 turn, or just like stuff like that. So getting a spare part, like it's weaker than a real card, but it's like a half a card that you're getting. or a third of a card at the least, but probably it's like half a card. So he's really good if I have the mechs. I have a couple. On the other hand, having Boulder Fist Ogre there to smash things would be pretty good too. We'll take the Tinkertown Technician because he's new, because it's probably what you'd rather see anyway. Speaking of new, the Cogmaster's a 1/2, and he has +2 attack as long as I have a mech in play. That's not too exciting to me. I'm going to take the Wolf Rider to kill something, actually. I have enough Crocs so far. Ancient Watcher's pretty good. I'm probably not going to have a lot of combos. I could owl it, but I'm going to want to owl opponent stuff. Like, if I'm spending my owl on this, that combo is costing me. We're going to take the Sludge Belter, because sludge. And, how many battle cries do I have going on? I don't have a lot yet, do I? Like, if her battle cry and the Technician, they both just buff themselves, so returning them to hand to get their battle cry again, not the greatest. I've got him. That's pretty good, but the Direwolf Alpha is also pretty strong. We're just going to take that. Having a fatty would be good. Hammer of Wrath could kill something and draw a card. That's pretty friggin' strong, but so is Avenge. That's a little bit crazy there. And it's a lot cheaper than the Hammer. I'm going to take the Avenge. I'm going to hope I get some other stuff. Probably a poor choice. So there's now a Gilbin Stalker, which is, I don't know, some kind of a crappy goblin, underwater goblin, I guess, I don't know. But he's 2/3 stealth for 2. That's a hell of a croc. Now, he doesn't have any keywords or other abilities. He's not really for me, I don't think. But, well, he's still pretty strong. That's another minion or a Noble Sacrifice. I'm going to take the Noble Sacrifice because that can protect some stuff. And, of course, being a secret casts doubt in your opponent's mind. So if you get the Young Priestess to buff my stuff, and I do have a fairly early game deck so far, so the rush would be good. But I also have, like, nothing fat. A Twilight Drake would be slightly fatter than my existing things. But you know what? If half of my deck has one card over 3, basically. So I think I'm going to be dumping cards faster. This guy has less chance of coming out Yeti size or bigger. I'm going to take the Priestess. Probably dumb to turn that down. We have a legendary. We have a hell of a legendary to choose from. So Deathwing, I'm not going to choose Deathwing. He's crazy strong. In the arena, he's awesome, but we're not going to go that way. Leroy Jenkins is obviously pretty hardcore. His nerf didn't slow him down much, and Leroy in the arena is fantastic. But on the other hand, Mechanier Thermoplug here, one of the new ones, he's a 9/7 for 9. So he's at 7 health. I'm going to stop calling him fragile. You know what I mean? It's not like those 5 health guys that cost you 7 or more. At some point, it doesn't matter how much he costs, 7 hit points is still pretty solid. 9/7, so he attacks hard, and whenever an enemy minion dies, I get a Leper Gnome. So, if I play him before trading a bunch of minions, I'm going to get a bunch of Leper Gnomes, which next turn can suicide bomb the opponent. So, I don't know, we're going to take him because he's new. Face it, I'm recording this, but Leroy's probably better, but on the other hand, I have nothing fat, so this guy is filling a role, too. Oh, Explosive Sheep. I love this card. I'm going to play this card all over the place. I don't think it's right for this deck. I might end up taking it anyway. Because this deck is pretty rush-tacular, and the Sheep's 1/1 for 2, Death Rattle, deals 2 damage to all minions. And it's a mech. I mean, I have some stuff that triggers off mechs, but the Death Rattle on this is going to murder my stuff. It's really bad for me. On the other hand, the other 2 cards are junk. There are things now that are... If Goldstar Footman wasn't already outshined by, I don't know, anything, there are other cards... There are more cards that are similar to him and better now, so, yeah. Not a huge fan of Humility, but I think I'm going to take the Humility over the Explosive Sheep just because my deck is all rush. If this was like the first set, I would have taken Explosive Sheep hands down. I would have tried to go for fatter stuff, I guess, but I love this card, but I'm going to take Humility. Eye for an Eye, not my favorite. It's still hard to time it. You can get tricks off, but it's not reliable. So Skin Gargoyle requires buffs. Now, if I had the Blessing of Kings, I didn't even take the Avenge. Oh, I did take the Avenge. I remember that wrong. So Stone Gargoyle with any buffs would be pretty strong, but I have no buffs yet. This guy is lame, but he's still a fairly solid shade of lame. Like, he will be out there, he will have some stats, he can inflict damage where this thing can't. This thing's cheaper, but meh. On the other hand, my deck is fairly, like, aggressive in terms of casting cost. He's going to slow it down for no particular gain. Oh, we'll take the Gargoyle, because who knows, something crazy might happen. This guy is still really good. His one damage to everything isn't going to obliterate me the same way as the sheep, but I still don't think he's to my benefit quite as much. The Warden would probably be good to help, defend me. But I'm going to take the War Golem because I have no fat. Yeah, he's crappy for 7 mana, but damn. Ah, you are such a death machine. Like, 2 explosive sheep, that would be awesome, but I'm really concerned it's going to sit in my hand and not be right. Maybe I'm thinking of it all wrong. I'm thinking of, like... The problem is, if I just play it, I don't have a way to kill it right away either. It's not like I'm a mage where this turns into, like, a weak Hellfire or a weak Consecrate, right? Because a mage can play this for 2 and then spend 2 and shoot it, which is awesome. And I hadn't even thought of that before, and I just thought of that looking at it now. Ah, so awesome. But Cogmaster, I have several mechs. He's still, at best, he's a 3-2 for 1, which would be awesome. You play him, and then you play Explosive Sheep, and now he's big enough that that he can do some damage, and then the Explosive Sheep dies and kills him. I don't know. We're taking the Dark Iron Dwarf. So, here's some more interesting options. This thing is a neutral 2-5 taunt that can't be targeted by hero spells, or it can still be targeted by battle cries. It's just like all the other can't be targeted things. But damn, like he's a pretty solid taunt. He has unlike the Mogushan, he's a little bit more fragile, but having 2 attack makes him way more capable of killing stuff than the 1 attack Mogushan. 2 less hit points and untargetable. It's a pretty good deal most of the time. Plus he's a mech. So the Scarlet Purifier is a 4-3 for 3, and he does 2 damage to all minions with Death Rattle, which would include my own. Now, that's not likely to work out too well for me, but you can make decks, obviously, that do awesome with that. It could be funny with Thermoplug, but it's unlikely to work out that way. I'm going to take this guy, actually. He fights okay, he's another mech, because I have several things that care. He's another mech, and he's way better than these other 2 cards. So here's Seal of Light, one of the new cards. It's 2 mana, restore 4 health to my hero only. So it's just heal myself for 4, but it also gives me +2 attack this turn. So it should really read the other way around. It's like 2 mana, give yourself +2 attack for 1 turn. So it's a 2 mana card that lets you kill something, and it heals you for 4. So, not that it's fantastic. I mean, it's okay. But it would give me... I don't have that much stuff for killing. My deck is mostly just rush fighting sort of stuff. But I'm thinking I should take the Tide Hunter anyway. I have several things that benefit from having a number of minions out. I feel like I'm going to take that. That's fine. Consecrate. I mean, the Hammer of Wrath is okay, but I like Consecrate way better. Give me more Consecrates. No, it heard wrong. More Hammer of Wrath. Not the end of the world, though. Blessing of Wisdom could be useful for annoying the crap out of someone, but we're going to take Hammer of Wrath because it actually kills something. Blessing of Kings is a guarantee. I have lots of cheap minions. I have a potential crazy combo if I get that on the Gargoyle. It's unlikely, but it could happen. So the aggressive pirate here, Salty Dog, Flesh-Eating Ghoul, I think I'm going to take the Blessing of Might. It is also good on the Gargoyle, although not as crazy as some of the other things, but it's another way to do quick damage. I mean, the Ghoul could benefit a lot from my guys dying, but and from opponents' guys dying. Like, he's good, but I'm going to take the Blessing of Might instead. I think it's a little bit more aggressive choice. Zombie Chow is pretty good for early game. My deck's pretty rush-tacular, but I think I'm going to take the Stormwind Knight instead. Just play it safe. Ooh. Okay, so we got the Harpy. She would help fill the role of late game kill my opponent's stuff, especially since I have a couple of Paladin buffs all of a sudden. But the Rockjaw Trog here, he's an interesting Yeti alternative, right? He's a 3/5 for 4 instead of a 4/5, but whenever your opponent casts a spell, he gets +2 attack, which, as far as I can tell, that's permanent. So you play him. If your opponent casts one spell, he's now bigger than a Yeti. Now their spell might kill him, and I don't know what happens if you try and Shadow Word Pain him. Does the +2 attack prevent the spell from killing him? I have no idea. Let's find out. Whoever thought Trogs would have a chance of being good? So, Repentance I don't like. Shieldbearer is lame. We'll take another Gargoyle, even though it's not that good. It could turn into a good combo. Wow. So we could get another Sludge Belcher who's good. Holy Wrath, not going to be good in this deck. Yes, 5/8, you draw a card and you deal some damage, but you have to choose the target before you know how much damage. And my deck is fairly low casting. I've evened it out more. It's got a lot more 4 and up stuff now than it did. It still has a lot of low casting cost minions, so that's not going to help. Divine Favor might help with the low cost minions, and we know I like Divine Favor. I like to have one. So let's take that. Wow, this is a long deck. Yeah, it felt long anyway. I don't know. Yeah, not too many things I have multiple copies of, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting seeing what kind of crazy new expansion stuff my opponents throw against me and probably kick my ass. Because I don't feel like this deck is especially strong. I only have 1 Consecrate. I got no swords. It's really lacking in removal. It's just going to throw minions at my opponent, and at some point my minions might not be big enough. Although you never know. Mechanier Thermoplug may make a showing and do something crazy. I mean, do something totally rational, I'm sure. We don't need starting hand Consecrate or Avenge, or frankly we can just pitch all this stuff, because I have a lot of cheap cards that I can hopefully get instead of that junk. We got the new Battleground here. Oh, that is not a good starting hand for me. Interesting. We are going to squelch you. Are we going to play the Noble Sacrifice? What is he even protecting? Nothing. No, we're not going to bother.
It's time for a little blood.
I think it's hard to operate. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. That's not good. That is not especially awesome. We're going to make a 1/1. I somehow doubt she's going to be... Yeah, that is not good. Although now that he's damaged, I can put out the Noble Sacrifice and it might do something.
Reporting for duty. The battle!
Well, that sucked. Ow. He's gone, though. If she could have buffed his hit points, that would have been bad. Okay. Well, we're going to save her. Him, we could Blessing of Might, but not right this second. I think we're going to put out the Harvest Golem. He might eat some removal before this comes down. Let me see. He's not going to come out for a while. Not a good time for this. I could make him huge. That's not good. Oh, I forgot I didn't see this in my hand because I'm a dumbass. I would have played this probably. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is blow this up, see what we draw, and then probably kill that too, because my life is way behind. Wow. I am not dumping cards fast enough, that's for sure. It's going to be a bad day for this particular mech. And yes, the inside one still counts as a mech. Well, that's unpleasant. If I play her, she would use his death rattle, and it's enemy death rattles, right? But she'd become a 3/4. That's not good enough. It's gonna hurt. She has a 3/4 taunt, but I still can't afford to put that on her, so it's not really that great.
Reporting for duty.
I'm gonna do not much. Appears to be the plan. I have no idea what's going on, but it's not good. My deck is maybe bad, or maybe just not giving me what I need. But it's definitely not giving me what I need. Arcane Intellect. Wow, that's not good, although it does potentially line up some Divine Favor. Nope. Not a chance. Awesome. Raid Leader, they can be buffing each other, which is kind of funny, but not necessarily the thing. Now, I could put her out. She'd be a 3/4 taunt, and then I could throw the Blessing of Kings on her. She'd be huge, but it's not the greatest. Actually, she'll be out there and getting the buffs. So that's kind of what's important. Now, if I put him out, so she's big enough to kill that is the plan. If I put him out, that would guarantee that she had the buff. It'd be a lot harder to stop it, although I could just get Flame Striked too. Oh, if I get Flame Striked on this turn, that'd be horrible. Damn it, I don't want to do that. I guess I'm going to just make a thing. Yeah, this is miserable. So when she Flame Strikes me, I'm going to die. Now, there are more cards now, which means there is less chance of Flame Strike. But not enough less chance of Flame Strike, for my taste. No attack that turn. She puts out more taunt. Okay. Now we have options. So many options, it's going to take me way too long to decide.
Let me think.
Put him out. This guy could kill that. She could kill him, although barely. I could put out the Gargoyle to bless. I wouldn't be blessing him now. This guy and the Harvest Golem is pretty good, because the Harvest Golem will survive. We're just gonna do stuff.
To battle.
I probably should have planned it so I could kill that somehow. Not the smartest necessarily. I got overexcited. I'm not gonna buff this and use it to kill that. I could. Probably gonna get Flame Striked. And one turn away from Mech near Thermoplug though. When opponent's minions die. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. That's not great. Well, we're gonna see how we can make this crazy Mechaneer stuff work. Oh, Rock Draw Trog, he would have been good earlier. Not as much now. So this is gonna kill a lot of my stuff. Like, most of it. I can use him, do a bunch of damage, him do more damage. These guys are all gonna die. Unless I Blessing of Kings one of them, which would not be the Gargoyle, but it would be beneficial because I would do that. I could hold off on him. He's only going to give me 2 guys. He's probably going to get killed somehow. If I buff one of these things to kill that and survive, and use the other ones that are going to die to kill that, that'll be fine. So this may be buff. He's actually better than this when he's in play. I gotta stop thinking about it the other way. So I'm gonna buff him. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna buff him. We're gonna go wham. Wham. Yeah, we're gonna kill that because my hit points are low. We're gonna play this guy. Probably actually should have played the gargoyle. No, this is way better. Why would I just used the Blessing of Kings. I don't need that. Okay. Going cold, not the greatest for me, but okay. I can't silence my way out of it, or it'll hurt my guys a lot. How many cards is she going to cast? I might be able to dump a bunch of cards and then Divine Favor myself. Oh, that is dangerous. That guy could kill me in, like, a second. And that's annoying. Oh, man. That is so annoying. I don't have a way to deal with it either. This is going to get bad. I'm probably just going to lose, because she can shoot that, hit me for 8. I've got no way to do taunt. And I can't dump enough cards to draw anything out of that anyway. Damn. I don't think Thermoplug's the plan. I think he's good if I was going to be trading some stuff, but I'm most likely just going to die. I am going to buff the Trog, because it could get big. We're going to put out the stupid gargoyle that's been doing nothing for us all game. And we're going to play the Tide Hunter too, because why not? We're into dumping cards now. He will give us more stuff on the table. I'm probably just dead this turn. I don't think I'm going to get another turn. You shoot this, you've got 10 damage on the table, you just need 3 from hand. Playing a secret first for no reason.
I've got the beast in my...
Oh, he plays secret so he could big game him. That's pretty annoying, but okay. If you don't shoot your guy, you're an idiot. Unless you can't kill me somehow. Can you not kill me this turn? Wow. So maybe you're not an idiot for not shooting him, but wow. That is incredible that I get another turn. I have nothing left, but I get a turn.
I'll never tell.
Okay. You couldn't play her before the secret? Alright. I'm still not going to get anything out of that. I think I can afford to not play him for 1 turn, because if she was going to kill me, it would have been last turn. On the other hand, I've got to worry about a mirror entity. I can't give her a Mech in her Thermoplug. Ah, god damn it. Let's see if I can draw out the secret somehow. No. I'm going to give her a Mech in her Thermoplug and I'm going to lose. I can't do that, so I'm going to have to play the Sludge Belcher instead. Yeah, it's not a mirror entity, but I could not take that risk. So, this is at the start of my turn, this heals up, so it's not great, but we're going to do that. And yeah, you can duplicate her, go nuts. Duplicate, you're a piece of junk. I'm going to get him. Actually, the duplicate might give... Well, no, it's not going to help me Divine Favor. She costs 1. So anyway. He's going to help me have a higher chance to live, though.
Get back, you scurvy dog!
Salty dog, that's no good. He's still, like... He's 5 mana, but he has a lot of attack. Well, let's see how Mechaneer Thermoplug works out here. He's going to get a lot of Epper Gnomes. Yeah, you're not going to do it right now. I could draw some cards, but no. Thermoplug is definitely the man right now. Never know. Leper gnome. I couldn't leave the 7-4 alive. I don't have a lot of, like, health. So, find out if there's a polymorph she was saving.
I'll never tell.
There's more things for me to turn into leper gnomes. If I wanted to go that way. You're going to play all your cards, so I can't Divine Favor. That's unfortunate. It is making them bigger. Okay. I need one of them to attack her in order to make sure that she doesn't have a Vaporize for him. Then we'll figure out what to do. This is a mess. He doesn't count as a mech, eh? He does count as a mech, because he's piloting one. So he's going to give me something. So this guy's going to come out big and give me a free, tiny, random boon. Can't complain about that. You might want to end your turn at some point, since you literally can't do anything. But you're just hoping I'm quitting now? Good luck. There's obviously going to be some kind of combination where you got to use all these sides together to do something. Just going to leave? Don't even get to see? I probably couldn't kill her that turn. Aww. That wasn't very fun. But I won, so winning is good. Alright. Well, Mechanier Thermoplug was intimidating anyway. I don't know how much he actually did for me, but we're going to give him another shot. Hopefully, next time. If you like this, please click the eponymous button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.